Election back for me, London Togo, with my chief. Manda lawyer for me. More country more bound for Nachuka, Mockman Goeji, never. Mama got two more young boys. Fine, no what fine one. Good. Ninchuma babani, babawa wana, dandan. Ngabi to bakunda bo atin gagusu. Monda kuba chiku get kumituaba. La boa atunda ni koptunga numemanda. Ba yenga tunda bo kopti bo numajinda bo. Ba senti nunda bo. Many lawyer from me, Ninchuma bin, Ninchuma bo. Ngaye, you must have double a culture. Bababa Banama culture. Money far. Munchuma Bababa Bana, especially Burma culture, Bito Makundabo. Bito bakundabo. Kabini matanga mbo abi. Mfung yin mayu nui ani nta basenti yo culture ba konsana. Kayu mo majinu tungayua kabanga ya abonga ya bo empower culture. Man mero choy in the days ahead. Mero make sure guy ba empowered. Yangan rule, you're not sure and your talk, Kumbama, we are accountable. Muto empower two culture, boy, Yangan team, but we are accountable. I am Famanda. Mabana Manda Fabin Jika can do. Boy, Utima, Womti Nawa. Moku jilo tomorrow. Kuba monyum kuba binba. Mon lawyer from ni ma fabing jika gombanale met me faman tila. Lot tila. Kumro tasik loa. Muro make sure I more on filancha. Minidon puri pui. Baba tukunda. Mendo chanting aye, but tukunda bonji yamandaga and mofa fire.
my camera now is the outgone president of Ndantot, Ni Gilbert Nyonka. He's been the president for 4 years, am I right?
6 years.
6 years.
2018 to 2014.
6 years you've been president of a house tough to handle. What will you say were your challenging moments, your most challenging moments?
Thank
during
you
your
so
tenure?
much, Nidi. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate everything you've been able to do during my administration, especially with the coverage, giving us the exposure and all this stuff. Ndantot is a huge house, a very challenging one, but I think like as every other house or cultural group, some of the challenges will be like maybe attendance, trying to catch up with members who have other difficulties that they can't make it to the meeting, and then trying to get them to compliance. We've had some tough moments, like when we had COVID. It was a challenging moment that we had to just, we went virtually holding meetings, and then we had to come back. The membership dropped down at some point, and then we had to find creative ways to bring it up. But fortunately now, members at the very end, we came together, figure out some of the issues that we had, and we bounced back.
What would you say were your accomplishments?
It's a lot, and I am the type, I would try not to really enumerate them, but I know members and maybe pundits will be able to look at the things we've done. But I can give you a few which are like, they are really out there. Like I would tell you this one. We just completed the installation of a solar panel project in Bali. Reason why I picked that one first is because someone called me from Bali 2 days ago that there were no lights, and I could get the amount of cell phones that were charged at the place because of the solar, and it really touched my heart. We brought in Saji here, made it operational to the members. This is a bereavement benefit that members do have. We were able to get a custom fabric with our name on it. We also had, we did Saji. We got the association a 501c tax exempt status, kept it current. They forfeited it over 10 years ago, and we made sure we maintained it. We did a whole lot of stuff. We did some international trips under my administration. We went to Canada twice to help launch some 2 cultural groups. So we've been out. We help people in Cameroon financially during the early years of the war and many other things. But as I said, there are things that we've done that I can't enumerate here, but I know that people might be able to look back into it and remember. Like we transformed the financial system, we harmonized the banking, got Zelle into operation to make sure like heavy sums of money shouldn't be collected by our treasurer and maybe put themselves at risk. It's helpful now, and people are seeing the benefit, especially with the kind of bank dealings, transactions that we're having now.
You have been president of what is arguably the biggest Bali traditional cultural group in the United States. For 6 years, you are leaving office now, and your brother has just been elected the president, replacing you. When you look back during the last 6 years in office, are there some regrets? Are you going out regretting that there are certain things you should have done which you did not do?
So thank you. So here's the thing. Let me say this: if you look at my statement in 2018 when I was running for office, and I reviewed that, I think a couple of days just to make sure that everything had promised, I touched it. So the one thing that is like in progress has been the foundation of the whole acquisition. But everything I mentioned there, I actually touched it, and I did work on it, and I think that the benefit, like I promised, like I said, I was going to get the bereavement benefit to raise it. I did all that part. So everything I touched on, I did. Regrets, I would say the Bali community is a little bit complex, and sometimes people would decide to spread disinformation and misinformation about somebody they really don't know and build a caricature out of you. But that one is not really my worry, because at the end of the day, I think facts trump over like lies. So thank you.
So finally, what role are you going to play in Dantot now being an ex-president or president emeritus?
So thank you for that question. I'm leaving my family, my 4 adorable children with my beautiful wife. I actually spent so much time trying to handle Dantot issues. I think it was time for me to spend some time with them, especially my youngest, Duga. He's so attached to me. I will play advisory role. My younger brother, the good thing about it is, like, for the 2 terms that he served as Secretary General, he actually saw the vacancy, applied, sent his credentials, and was vetted as qualified and competent for him to run. And he did the same thing for the president, which today he has emerged so victorious. I'm so proud of him, because it only speaks volume about our dad who raised us and instilled that spirit of service to give back to our community. So today I know where J.K. Nyonka is. He should be looking back to us and smiling and knowing that the children he raised, even though he left us early, they are doing a great job. So thank you.
Thank you. On the camera now is the president of arguably the largest Bali Cultural Association meeting in the United States, the Dantot Group of Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. He just won the election replacing his elder brother, Ni Gilbert. This is Ni Lesiga Nyonka. Congratulations, Mr. President-elect.
Thank you very much, Ni Divine.
It was a hard-fought election, and what are your impressions after the, I have to say, confrontation, electoral confrontation, campaign confrontation?
My impressions are very, very positive, and it is a good process, you know. We have to always do this to be able to make sure we have leaders that can represent us. So this tells me that the House is, you know, people are active and are doing things in the House. We need to forge a better bond to make sure that we speak in one accord. So I am so grateful for the turnout. I am so grateful for the people of Dantot. And I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every member of Dantot. They are the real stakeholders in this election.
What is going to be your immediate attention in Dantot as the leader?
Thank you very much for that question. My immediate attention is going to be to make sure that we bring all our creative talents together, and we also make sure that we tap out, or we tap from the subject matter experts to be able to build a better bond amongst members, and to make sure that we are able to realize the things that we have set forth in our statement of purpose that we are going to realize. Foremost amongst them is to make sure that our culture becomes more vibrant and more engaging. So that is the first things that we are going to try to make sure we work on.
Dantot is a tough group to lead. You've been Secretary General for 6 years. What are you summoning in terms of soft skills to be able to lead the competing forces in Dantot?
Thank you very much. I am an effective communicator. I also will try to reach across the aisle to make sure that I listen to the different voices in the House. I would make sure that I use the subject matter experts, and I empower them to be able to do their jobs. And then we will also make sure that we pay emphasis on attendance in meetings and participation, active participation.
You're going to lead for 2 years, renewable. What direction are you taking, Dantot?
The direction I'm taking, Dantot, is the direction of prosperity, the direction of progress, so that we can look into the future with more optimism. Dantot, as you did mention, is arguably the biggest barley gathering in the whole of Northern America. So this is an organization that needs for us to pay great attention to, because when we hear Dantot, everybody pays attention to that. So, and I'm not taking this job lightly.
You have a last word for Dantot members you're going to now lead, be their president?
I want to take this opportunity again to thank each and every member of Dantot. You are truly the stakeholders in this election. It has not been an easy journey, but with your constant support, we have been able to arrive at this point today. This vote, as I did say, we are not going to regret it, because together we are going to move Dantot to greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President-elect. We look forward to your inauguration.
Thank you, Nidivine.